Okay, hi there folks. Back to Airfix instead of Art today. So we have today Airfix is now re-released 172nd Vickers Valiant. So the BPR Mark 1 it says, so might be a bit of a clue as this will be a little bit different from a previous boxing. So kit number A11001A. Interesting. Got a couple of marking options there to take a look at. Striking new box art with a silver PR version, which is intriguing. On the edge we have the usual warning bits and bobs, and it looks like we have cartograph decals. That's just on camera. No, this box is absolutely massive and I can't quite get it in there. There we go, cartograph decals. This is literally the biggest thing I think my desk's ever seen. My desk is huge. We have a skill level 4, Airfix Club 4 flying hours. Paints needed if you want Humbrol. This is upside down, I am aware. A couple of marking options, again we'll have a look at that. And a little bit about the Vickers Valiant just there. Can't really show you any easier than that unfortunately because of the sheer size of the box. So, what do we have? Well, we've got decals that have come loose from the paper, so let's take a look at those. Again, these are supposed to be cartographs, so we've got some decals for the interior. You're not going to see anything at all, so they'll probably be quite fine. Some nice looking roundels there. These are, again, typical cartograph, just shiny enough, just thick enough. We've got some of the later pale versions. They look quite nice. And a bunch of stencils, which again, if you want to look closely enough, they do really say what they're supposed to say. And stripes for the bombs. So far, so simple. There we have. Actually, have here. We have marking options. So we have the silver one from the box, which is a Vickers Valiant BPR K.1 from number 90 Squadron 1957. Looks quite nice. And then we have probably the most famous one, BK Mark 1 from Operation Grapple, dropping the hydrogen bomb, the big white one, and the blue Danube atomic bomb just there. Now, for those of you who've already got the original boxing of this, you might have already noticed something slightly different. So this is quite intriguing. We have another sheet which has the stencil data on both sides. So again, for the PR and for the Mark 1, so make sure you get the right one. We've got what looks like one ginormous bag. No, we've got two bags. Okay, and we have the instructions. So let's take a look at those. So, again, for the people who worry about this sort of thing, it is going to be a big model even in 1/72, so 488mm wide, so just shy of 50 centimeters, and a little bit shorter in length, so 456mm. So make sure your cabinet's big enough to put that in. A little piece about, again, the original V-bar. Went on, of course, be the only one that actually, dropped the actual nuclear bomb they said they were going to. And some specs. Usual safety bits and pieces just there. Then we're starting straight away with the cockpit. Looks like we're doing the front cockpit first with the ladder. Seats going in. That's control yokes. Rear seats going in. You're not going to see them. And the rear cockpit going on there. We have some options here depending on which version you're going to go with. For the... What? No, it's not kidding. For the tail cone. Again, I assume that was going to be a little bit later. Inside the cockpit, colours, windows going in. Cockpit going in, again showing it from both sides. Then we've got what looks like the nose bay and a little area just behind the cockpit, just there. Looks like that's a clear piece, so interesting painting that bit up. Then we got immediately already some choices, so depending on which version you're going to go with, you got the PR option there, the bomber version with the doors closed, with the big Blue Danube bomb, or the traditional bombs just there. We've got some strengtheners going in, again reading very carefully as to which version you're doing. Sorry, move that, there you go. Again, these are all numbered to make it nice and easy. And we've got fuselage sides going together, making sure, of course, obviously at least 22 grams in the nose. And then again, different variations depending on which insert you're putting in the belly. For the photo reconnaissance or the standard bomber. Does not look like anything sort of on the inside of these camera windows, so maybe smoke those up maybe or something. Again, we've got options there for a standard bomb load or the Blue Danube bomb. Just going together, quite simple, just two pieces. 3 if you include the little carrier. Again, all the little bombs if you're going for the traditional bomb load. With some strengthening pieces for, I'm assuming that'll be for the doors later on. We have, again, another strengthening piece just behind the bomb bay. That's the bomb bay going in. Again, reminding you to put nose weight in. Front section, bomb doors going on. Again, making sure you have the right versions for whichever one you're doing. And again, seeing it from different views as well, to make sure you got them all straight. Then we've got the air intakes, multi-part, again with the fan blades. We have holes again if you put in the big fuel tanks on. Intakes going in, and main wheel bay. Again on the other wing, and then the main wing, which is one piece going on the top. Pretty simple construction, it's big chunky things. Piece of the nose going on, and the wing going on. Tail planes, very simple, two pieces being slotted on. No sort of adjustments or anything there. Oh, that's later on. We've got some flaps and bits and pieces going on here. The rear engines going together. Again, not too many pieces there, they're quite simple. Back then you've got a little tail cone going on. Again, early jets was a little bit simpler. Now we're going into some of the more smaller details. So we've got the main undercarriage going together, and the wheels, doors as well. Relatively simple undercarriage on a Valiant after all, so that's pretty good. But just be careful, obviously, again, when you've got a four-wheel bogie like that, just try and get it flat. We have the nose wheel going together again, closed or open from different angles. We've got the tanks going together. Rather interesting fitment, sort of around the pylon. That's not the canopy, that's the bomb aimer's window going on. Tanks going on. We've got a little aerial going on, again depending on which version. Then you've got the canopy going on with some aerials on top. Some smaller little vents and aerials going on. What that is, that actually might be a closed air refueling probe, I think. I'll have to look into that. Not sure what that is. A big porthole door. Again, we've got the options for open or closed. Sorry, open or closed. And that's it. Nice and simple. So some big chunky parts. We'll make one big model. So let's take a look. So we have 3 bags. So first of all is this one. Now this is probably one of the most interesting bags here, because with the previous boxing of this, there was actually 2 distinct boxes. You had the original kit, and then you had like an aftermarket set that you could buy to make the photo reconnaissance version. And it looks to me as though they've just simply boxed it all in one go now and given you the option straight away. So this looks like the clear parts, and the parts that came in the aftermarket box. So I'll have a look at the clear parts in a moment. What do we have here? Yep, we have big fuel tank that will be going in one option there. We have, as I say, the section for the photo reconnaissance, bomb bay. Internals for the bomb bay looking really nice. Loads of detail going on there, no injection marks at all. More bits and parts for bomb bay. All looking pretty superb. Liking that. Again, doesn't really matter what the other side looks like because you won't see it. We have a different variation of the bomb bay now. Again, no injection marks on any of that to clean up. The huge Blue Danube nuclear bomb and the sort of conventional bombs. These are all moulded in one part, which is pretty cool, but several of them do have injection marks to clean up. Quite subtle, but does still mean work. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all of them, which is kind of annoying. But then, you'd have to figure out which way's up, wouldn't you? It's there. So you're going to see this side. Yeah, so you're going to see the injection marks on every single one of them. That's really annoying. Okay. Some good and bad there. Clear parts. Again, not like these really matter. You're going to see so little of it once you've painted all the sections on. So we've got a very, very clear part here for those photo reconnaissance windows, but you kind of don't want it to be that clear. You don't really want to see it that clearly. Again, you have to smoke up those quite a lot, because otherwise you're just going to see the inside of an empty kit. We have two variations of bomb aimer's window. Again, frosted where it's going to be painted, and perfectly clear. That's beautifully clear where it's going to be clear. And looks like two variations of main cockpit. Again, frosted where it's going to be taking paint, and perfectly clear. My fingers are here at the front. So that's all quite nice. Again, there's nothing on the inside of that to show off. Definitely something for the aftermarket guys to get in on. Let's see a photo reconnaissance camera set maybe. Otherwise, just smoke that up so you can't see the inside of it. Right, first of the ginormous bags. This is huge. It's like Christmas. Where are we? Okay, we've got some large parts here for the wings and fuselage, so pretty important parts really. What have we got? So, main wings, absolutely ginormous. This has got to be close, so it's like half a metre. So we've got the fairly usual, slightly rough finish. I mean, it's not delicate detail, but it's nice and straight, nice and simple. Got some nice swing fences there. They're quite sharp looking. You may not got much in the way of sort of, it's a little soft around the back here, but I think a quick swipe wouldn't fix. But all looks nice and straight, nice and simple. Then we've got the underneath here. Looking good. Some nice detail around the air brakes there. It's a shame they aren't separate parts. Again, they could be posed open, but no. Again, it's pretty simple detail, but it's all quite nice. Looking quite good. And again, on the other side, again, it won't really matter. We've got nice strengthening bars here for the wings. Keep them all nice and straight. And again, the inside of the engine's just there as well for locating sections, so that's all looking pretty good. We've got some pretty big peg and holes there for locating. Cool. And the main parts for the fuselage. Again, pretty simple, pretty vague. Get my hand behind that so the camera focuses. There we go. But looking nice. Again, it's nice and sharp. Again, detail does work around, not pretty darn well. Just trying to get the camera to stop focusing on. I do appear to have a bit of a sink mark here. I'm trying to feel it. Yeah, I can actually feel that, so that might need a teeny bit of filling. I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll find out in a minute. Teensy bit of flash just on the bottom. Again, nothing a quick swipe wouldn't fix. Okay, pretty simple. And round to the nose, and again, you've got that porthole door to be let in. And we have the same sink mark on the other side. Which is really nice. What's on the opposite side? That's, yeah, there we go. So it's this strengthening part here. You're getting a sink mark on the opposite side of it. Coming through this one, which is really rather annoying. These are flat surfaces. We've got some ejection mark there, just need to be cleaned up. Make that. The mating surface is nice and sharp, but we've got some good, again, big chunky locating parts. Got a little bit of detail on the inside there. Again, you're going to see any of it whatsoever. Alright, is that detail or not? Because why would it be there? Further down as well. Not sure. It is on the other side as well, so. And then we've got it there as well. And right up there. So I'm going with no, that's not detail, that's some sort of weird injection mark. So they're probably going to have to go. Okay, that's a little odd. And then we have one more bag with several sprues in. And we've got a couple of 3 sprues in this one, so just being careful of bits falling out. We have the huge tanks, looking pretty simple. We have the pylons again for those tanks. We have again one of the strengthening pieces for around, I think that's the front of the bomb bay. Wheels, which look really boring and are quite disappointing. There's no detail on those whatsoever. Crew doors, some pitot probes, etc. And we have the back of the chairs. Look at those again in a minute. Cockpit, again very simple. That's that section behind the cockpit, so no, it's not clear. I wonder what it is then, why that. Let's look at my bits and pieces. We have, that's the nose wheel and main undercarriage doors. Got some more detail for the end of the bomb bay. We have some nice detail here for, I think that's the wheel hubs and the engine faces. So what's that? I think that's the nose wheel. Different tail cones, and again we have the strengthening pieces that are all marked, numbered, so you don't get them mixed up, and the jet exhausts there. They're looking pretty cool. Right, on the opposite side, again all these wheels are all one piece, so that'll make things relatively simple. We do have a bit of detail as they run around on the outside. Chairs, we've got some basic belts moulded on the main chairs. Probably all you'll see, to be fair, that'll be enough. Nothing, of course, on the rear ones because, well, you won't see them. We've got some ejection marks, unfortunately, on the nose wheel doors, which is a bit of a shame. Thankfully, nothing, though, on those beautiful main doors. No, I tell a lie. We've got some ones on the middle there. Thankfully nothing on here, so it's not ruining the detail. Pretty simple nose wheel bay. Again, I'm seeing injection marks, unfortunately, which is disappointing. Yeah, that's the nose wheel. There was a little bit of detail on wheel or main wheel hubs. The strengthening pieces don't matter. And we have, sorry, the different types of nose cone. So make sure you get the right one. And we have this last part here. All the bits falling off all over the place. Here we go. I'm not sure what it is. Not certain. Put that back in there. We have another different Bombay, depending on which variation you're going for. We have nose wheel, oleo legs, and main oleo legs, which look quite nice. We have tried to come off. We have that weird pipe around the nose. This is all, these are all coming off and being annoying. We've got flaps, etc., which have all been knocked off. We have the original Bombay. If you want to do that open and close, it's up to you. And we have the intakes. We have more flaps, etc., just here. I'm trying to hold those parts from falling out. We have the tail planes, which look really nice. Again, some nice sharp detail on those. And oh, there's different Bombay doors when it's open. That's good. Try and turn this over without breaking all those parts off, because I do want to see. Yeah, there we go. Look, in the intakes, huge injection marks, which are greatly disappointing. Right, oh, that's like a little crew ladder for inside. We've got the Bombay doors, if you having them open, with no injection marks on, which is at least nice. And we have the main wheel bays, which again don't have any injection marks on. So I mean, this is really annoying. I mean, how many? And they're all going to have to be cleaned up. But then at the same time, thankfully, something like this doesn't have it. So swings roundabouts on that one. Right, try and get that back in there and don't get anything further. So, what do we think? Well, very much, I would say, a kit of two halves. Try and get that front back to you. Fact of the matter is, if you want to do a large air scale Vickers Valiant, as in bigger than 1/144th, you have only really one kit available. This one, or its previous boxing. And truthfully, this would be the better one to go for. Simply because you have the parts from the original aftermarket boxing all in there already. It's always nice to see them re-release things. Kind of stops all the scalping on eBay, etc. for some of the older ones. Just because, again, they know they're the only game in town, unfortunately. There's a lot to like about it. Yeah, I imagine it will be quite a simple build. There's not too many parts. The paint scheme's really nice and simple. Whether you go for the silver or the white. It is typical sort of resurgent Airfix, so it's better than a lot of the stuff they've done like back in the past. It is new Airfix, but it is one of their earlier ones, so it is going to need a little bit of work just to bring it up to standard. But not much, to be honest, and you will have an absolute beast of a kit on your shelf. It's going to be massive, and it's going to be really imposing and really cool. And of course, obviously, if you bought their new Avro Vulcan as well, or are lucky enough to have their Victor from a couple of years ago, which again was definitely a step up from this kit, then yeah, what a centerpiece that will be. It is now possible to get all three V-bombers in 1/72 in relatively new quality kits. So if you're in the market for a V-bomber, especially obviously if you have a particular interest obviously in nuclear weapons and such, then yeah, go and grab one now. Go and grab one now before the prices get silly. All right? And I shall see you again soon, hopefully at Telford.